Let me explain something to you, right? I'm watching something on paranormal activity, right?
I've been to so many places where somebody claims that there's a lady in white. So immediately off the bat, I'm thinking, okay, how true is the backstory for the lady in white? And that's something that we're going to have to find within 72 hours.
You know, I'm a happy individual in life, regardless of what people going through. I'm always be happy and cheerful because I'm Emperor Chi. Literally Magi Chi, Rafa and VR. I can never be sad because the earth, atmosphere, and humane conditions of everybody's social economics depend on me being happy in my habitation. Because just like if the celestial empress, the ancestral empress, or the astrological empress manifested, remember they gotta stay young and they're rejuvenated, youthful. So if I'm the one that made them, what does that tell you about me in life? And I'm the real. And I'm gonna be real with you. I told you I'm the real Ra, the real Osiris, the real Orion, and Orion. Orion and also Orion. So I'm just gonna tell you just like this. You know, I'm watching something on paranormal activity, but I'm about to tell you something that'll make you really want to view my documentary because we're gonna speak about. Hold on for a second. I'm gonna write it on the title also. We're gonna speak about physics, about the physical reality, even dealing with paranormal activity. But I'll write it down a certain type of way for you to realize how real what I'm saying is. Now, let's think about paranormal activity and things that happen to people in physics that cause certain realities of individuals in energies of fulfillment, energies of guidance, energies of regard, and energies of the reason of dignity and honor, uh, of value, of enlightenment, of education, and energies uh, of habitation, of even warning, and also the depth of regard. Let me speak about something while I go do something or while I go handle something a certain type of way, right? Now, listen to, hold on, let me see what I got. Okay. Listen to this, right? Listen to how real life is. Oh, let me just, I don't want to leave my television on because I'm a person, I don't believe anybody going to, I go to commercials, but I'm going to just tell you, I'm going to tell you how real situations are. And let me tell you how real people should look at certain things a certain type of way when things happen. Now, a person says, what causes, like I said, a person says in life, right? Now, what causes spirits or paranormal activity? Now, those are energies, they're from physics. Those are energies, like I was saying in physics. Yo, Bill, let me tell you something, Bill. Yo, watch how, yo, Bill, listen. I'm leaving, going somewhere. I'm making a documentary. Watch how you speak to me, Bill. I'm not a child. I don't disrespect nobody, but don't come out your character and please don't try to tempt me to come out my character. I'm a very honorable and respectful person. Don't disrespect me, Bill. Why are you slamming the door? Yo, Bill, the door closed by itself. I didn't pull the door. If I slammed it, you would have seen me pull the door. You know the difference from the door closing by itself. Don't disrespect me, Bill. Like I said, right? Now, as I was saying, right? If energies, even in life, energies even in life, when a person when a person is doing certain things, now listen to this. What causes the physics of physical reality of paranormal activity? Say, for instance, a star being comes down and something happens to a person that's the head of an astrological tree in anatomy and life. And then you have, say, for instance, like me being shot in a paradigm before, right? and then I'm here on this earth recovering because I was already educating people in physics. Now, while I'm recovering, you have people that's probably nervous about me recovering because of their habitation and things that they caused in the paradigm of time. It's just like if a person's recovering from a traumatic experience and me being the reason of the earth, and so the lowest form of DNA I make is celestial. So that means I make planets. I don't make regular people. I can literally make an individual that have planets in them. But when I made star beings, I made star beings to have cellular activity in them because they had to learn their physics of the reason of the order of anatomy when it comes to their orientation. Now, I already handled situations a certain type of way, but imagine this. Imagine energies in life that do certain things, like say, for instance, while I'm recovering, me being shot is causing people to die of even of cellular activity on a celestial earth because of low form of celestial cellular activity. People to die even in physical reality because a light. And it's just like, you see how down the block, for you to see further, you have to have more light, and for it to be more bright, for you to see further. So if you turn off the lights, you can't see further because it's going to be darkness. So it's either look, it's side to side and back and forth, ahead of time, even the past, present, and the future, right? Now imagine this. Now, an individual that hurt me caused individuals to still have a traumatic experience in the physical reality. Now, say I conquered the traumatic experience while I'm recovering now, right? What caused individuals, now say for instance there's certain energies or spirits or certain people that know mythology or metaphysics or physics, and then they're irritating my conscience on purpose. So, as in the physics, I have so many children that are literal stars. And I have so many planets, so many moons, so many earths, so many suns, so many wives, so many magi and wives that have planets, moons, suns, and earth in them, and all other star clusters, star clusters, astrology constellations that form up their main existence of her manifestation, even in a ceremony, depending if I want to do it by myself and just manifest it without them knowing, and then they gotta come find out what happened to the energy of their enlightenment a certain type of way that made their altitude, longitude, or latitude be in a celestial orbit at a certain time. Because if I call her, she can manifest, but the altitude, longitude, latitude is gonna of their light is gonna cause like a form of dimness, and the ones that's not complete is gonna end up dropping, or the ones that were hurt through traumatic experiences because I've been hurt because they're continuous of my love. So me strengthening myself is what keeps them in their celestial orbit as I rise, because when I rise, the stars rise higher and their strength is even more. It's just like, you see my Empress, even if she manifests, when I refine the astrological tree, it takes me to refine, I'm feeling it in my boss, it takes me to refine the astrological tree for her strength, for her anatomy, so when she manifests in her habitation, she has a form of still protection in the paradigm of reality, showing you that she's in harmony with the atmosphere of herself, so the natural habitation won't attack her, or the disease, or whatever disregard, or whatever ignorance or negligence of demoralization or deterioration won't attack her in the physical reality. Because if I don't mate and refine her, the purity of the legacy and lineage, and then if I don't mate with her to refine her anatomy, the energy is easily going to get at her. It's going to see that she's not in sequence and harmony with the light that made her, and that she's dishonored the light. Because remember, a light is a real purity of higher regard. So if through time another person can diminish the reason of the morals of light, it's going to still stay the same, because it's you under the sun, and the light is also a paradigm. It's past, present, and future, because it holds information of the reasons of one's habitation, of one's acknowledgement, of one's value, of metaphysics, and of one's conscience of reality, of knowing the reason of the force. So now, if I don't refine and have sex with my wife, the light look at her like endangerment, like she took advantage of an individual, and it's gonna go, one is gonna view her anatomy of the stars, then it's gonna view the individuals of her social economics, habitation, and her planets, And then if she causes harm or traumatic stress to my humane condition, me being the real existence, it's gonna deteriorate her slowly, and then it's gonna watch if she tries to attack me. Then it's gonna diminish her stars, or the certain stars of her astrological tree is gonna end up dropping, and then it's gonna cause their death in the physical reality because they already been living for such a long time. So if they dishonor their consciousness, their instant death is gonna happen instantly, and there won't be that astrology or constellation or zodiac moment. So it just depends on my reality because you see, I have to strengthen her. Even though I'm on the earth, I'm the one that has the force of all is in me. So I have to strengthen beyond highest empress, the highest empress, the quantum empress, the mega empress, or beyond highest empresses, or highest empresses, or quantum empresses, or mega empresses, or super empresses, or astrological empresses, or celestial empresses, or and celestial empresses, and all celestial empresses, or jewel stones, the element empresses of all I just already said, of all stars or star clusters or astrology or constellations or sacred zodiac or planets or moons or suns or earth or sources and galaxies or universe or energy or space or light or planets or moons or suns or earth with atmospheres or skies or that, let's just of the order of natural or even of the atmosphere habitation, even air and oxygen, and even one's nourishment. So because listen, I've been living a long time, and I don't want to get bored in one place, so I made so much different things, individual social economic. That's how come you have Star Trek, you have Stargate, you have Time Continuum, you have all these type of things, broadening your horizon to the wonderful things I did in the paradigm, and I already set the paradigm. I'm the real rider, the real Osiris. So if I don't mate with my wife, the light diminishes, and if she sleeps with somebody else, it causes her deterioration automatically, instantly. So when they check to go see what caused the harm on her planet, is the individuals that demoralized her mind. That means deteriorated her mind on a level and then caused her death. It's just like an individual doing business, and then they invite you to go smoke and drink, go hang out, and then you possibly get into a bar fight, ruin your clothes, and fuck up, losing money, lose the value, the good time you're having, or if they're smoking and drinking around you, is a person manipulating you on a level of physics to your intelligence, and you don't realize what's happening when you're being demoralized and deteriorated a certain type of way at a time sequence that leads up to a higher event. Now, this is something for star beings. You got to really realize what's going on a certain type of way. But now, listen to this. Now, if she has sex with somebody else, that person's gonna come up with a million excuses because a person, it's just like Casino, the movie Casino. It's like a nigga that tells you, yo, listen, your man, you lesser than your man. You should find out why he's more than you. And then on top of it, he wants to know to be more than her. And then on top of it, he's gonna get rid of her because he's already sexing something that's more than him, demoralizing it. And then on top of it, showing her he's trying to conquer her, show her that he wants to be more than her, just causing her death because he's not going to be submissive to me. If he's submissive to her, he's just conniving because he just wants to know the depth secrets. And then after he feel like he got to hang on it, it's like a cellular structure that knows that he can't fight a certain anatomy, a certain type of way. So it's gonna wait to attack when it has the most vulnerable weak point to show you the reason of his demise and the reason of his dishonor, because it didn't honor the reason of her marriage and her sacredcy in the first place, and it was supposed to honor me the reason of her marriage and the sacredcy in the first place. So if that's already showing you the demoralization at a point of physics. So now, when I rise, you see the Empress, everybody thinks when the Empress manifests, it's a strengthening and everything. What the secret that people didn't know when I rise is even more power, even if the Empress didn't even manifest. So it's even a more strengthening and strength of the might. So even the atmosphere, the earth, the rejuvenation, the soil would be so enriched, it would be flooded with jewels and nurturement, and then the seasons will grow even more because the rise of the force is even more, and then on top of it happening at a point of acknowledgement, it enlightens the earth and the planet even more than what it is. And then on top of it, people look at the energy commends the individuals of the habitation. But if the habitation is off and spoiled, and it's not the purity and purity legacy of the lineage, then it demoralizes the habitation, and then it causes a distinction. Now, The secret is for me to rise. But if I don't rise, because I'm the real rider, real Osiris, I'm the one that gives the atmosphere. So if I don't rise, the reflection of the atmosphere needs to reflect to know the regard is all right. So it could continue the habitation of an ease of a stress because it's like a weight on it a certain type of way that meant to rise to be it's like being doctored. It's like something. It's just like a volleyball. It's like being doctored. A person has to rise to go to a certain position to make sure it can float up, and then everything is just like making a helium balloon, and then like that flies in the air and stuff. It's the same thing. It's because the fact is I have to strengthen. So the secret is of the rise and the strength. Because once I rise, the Empress in the spiritual realm even becomes even more mightier than even if she was. It's like she would be. It's like she already manifested without even being in the physical. It should be even more mighty. So when she manifests, it's like a quadrillion or a million, a zillion times mightier than what it is naturally. And then on top of it, when I mate with her, it's another game. It's another like quadrillion, no, zillion, quadrillion, trillion times, no, quadrillion, zillion, trillion, quadrillion times even more strength of the reality, and even the stars. So the stars' speed, their strength, their might is even more precise, even to their light, and their strength even up to their regardment and to their metaphysics and physics. So that's the secret, but people don't want the situation because other people are fearful because they caused the fall a certain type of way. So you have in the star beings, if they were smart, they would have been on it, but I needed time to recover because when I came down, I landed here on the earth like literally like Superman, and then on top of it, I had to recover like a period in a child to recover the anatomy of the magic because of dishonor what individuals did, and I forgave individuals certain type of way just to see the outcome of their physical reality of to the education. So I came back as a child just to purify the level of reality. I didn't come back born to anybody else. I did a form of physics, mythology, and magic. Came back as a child. This is what I tell you. I'm the real Zeus. Watch the Hercules cartoon, and then you will see that I was gonna be here for 2 days on the earth in the times of the reflection and dealing with certain individuals, looking at individuals to see their education and the point and the paradigm of the reality. Now, if you see, if I'm being stressed in my nervous system, to my brain, to my consciousness, because remember, things are very intellectual when a person's dealing. Some people are telekinetic, some people are telepathic, some people are telekinesis, some people are empathic. But if a person's stressing my mental condition, that's like the reason of stars falling and causing traumatic experiences because they're causing an individual not to want to recover, so they're diminishing and causing the end of the solar system, galaxy, and space itself on all levels and things that they don't know because of their greed. So if a star being or spirit or paranormal activities happening is in a paradigm, because you gotta remember, the paranormal activity, you might see spirits that manifest in the physical that show you it's like watching supernatural. They show you they can short circuit and manifest in the physical, still be able to do things to guide people to do. Some people do Yu-Gi-Oh. Some people go to energies for magic and power to know certain things or education or guidance. So it's the same thing. So if a person's stressing me in a certain level of physics, that's what caused their paranormal activity because they're haunting the reason of consciousness and causing ignorance. So it's causing distortion in the physical reality, and they can't rest because the fact is the people that killed them is still disturbing their reason of their existence, of their consciousness. So it's just like it has to either educate the individual to guide it to stop, or literally try to, scare off the situation a certain type of way so the situation won't happen. So this is what causes paranormal activity because if a person's like me being in my room that I'm hearing voices and somebody like saying stupid things, like say they're saying stupid stuff or hateful remarks, and I'm the remember verbal activity is still a vibration. So a person doing that is a person that caused this paranormal activity and starts to fall, and other people that experiencing traumatic experiences experience traumatic experiences, and the person is also because I came back and I refined it, and also for my own regardment, also in a reflection. So that person is causing their own traumatic experience to themselves. That's what's punishing themselves. So they're like it's like beyond stupid A person that's mad for nothing and still hurting themselves in a paradigm, and then on top of it, they caused their situation in the paradigm because remember I'm a light. So ahead of time, I'm the real type, so real line, the real ride. So they caused their experience or them saying the things like say they hate and they're mad at something. They caused their own hurt to themselves and they didn't realize it because their education wasn't on that level to realize it. So they're showing you their stupidity because I told you I'm the real Zeus. So what I did for myself is beyond what another person would think. So a person would be hurting themselves. It's like me it's like me commanding somebody to slap themselves a certain type of way. So what do you think? You know, so some people that did it to themselves, it's good for them, good for you, good for you. You know what I'm saying? So if a person didn't know, they wouldn't have never realized that. But I'm gonna go handle something, and then I edify what I was speaking about a certain type of way. So when people watch this YouTube video, they'll realize the level of physics I'm speaking about. Love one.